Okay. And same again then. Iggy, anything you want to say first?
Yeah, so it looks really unfinished, but there is just some stuff I gotta film like literally tomorrow. So, and there will be as well like Maya's, there is also gonna be like an opening scene. I just haven't got the right weather to do it yet. But that'll also be in college. I can do it in here. Be gentle. Please.
Okay, any feedback from you lot initially?
Is the film finished? Or do you
No.
have to
I've
film a bit
I've
more?
got some stuff to film, like
the ending.
yes, there's stuff I'm filming in between the end and between Maya and Will, of where
Right.
Maya and Tish get to know each other a bit better, so there's more narrative.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's less like empty, that she just kind of like turns up at the door and like stuff like that.
Anything else from anyone? Go.
I like the storyline. I thought it was really good.
Thank you.
Stop being so nice all the time.
Well, I don't want to be mean.
You gotta be mean. Can't get better from the storyline.
I have a
No,
half
I
an
haven't
hour
got
video.
anything to say.
Oh, thank you.
They had too much wind noise, especially because
Yeah.
they were filming outside all the
Happens
time.
to us all.
Yeah. So I
Depends
don't
where
know
we're at.
how you could fix that. But
So I've actually spoken to Kath about it, and I've got like a video of us talking about it on the phone. It's literally just
it'd
a
be
matter
hard
of
to dub it.
I
yeah.
literally just have to refilm it.
Oh.
That's all I can do. We spent like 40 minutes doing the like equalizer and stuff. I just gotta refilm it. That's all I gotta do.
Are you gonna add music and stuff?
Yes,
Yeah,
as
if
well,
there
yeah.
was less talking, I guess it would be easier to dub it a bit. They
Yeah.
were talking most of the things. So.
Yeah, I just gotta refilm it basically.
Reese,
Yeah,
how was it?
the wind noise wasn't great.
True.
No, obviously the wind noise is a bit annoying. That could probably be, I don't know if there's any way team and I would do refilm was probably the best bet. But the rest of it was class. Like the told on the grass and stuff, you can help to understand. The quality of the mics is actually pretty good. I didn't think it would be, I quite like that.
I think maybe when they were walking out of class, maybe you could have had like a bell ringing or something for them to go in when they leave or something. Maybe that would be a good touch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I definitely think like bits of audio like that and maybe some music to make it more atmospheric, especially, I mean the beach is
Just
silent, but yeah.
To make the environment feel more lively, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's
And I
good.
feel like with the extra scenes you have to add in as well, that'll leave some more room for like cinematography and yeah, I think that's cool.
I don't know. I know it's nice to see slapped. What's the premise of your story?
So it's based off a teenager. It was originally gonna be running away, but like time. So it's more of like the aspect of like getting away from like normal life for a bit, and coming to terms with your like sexuality and identity. And I got that from like my research.
Mm.
So it's like had an argument with her mother. Doesn't know what to do. She goes to her friend, and her friend encourages her that it's okay and that she can come out to her mother, like try it all again. And then it's like, oh, you like somebody? And Maya's like, yeah, which is Tish. And then after they finish speaking at the beach, it's going to be some scenes of them getting to know each other, showing that like relationship building. And then it comes to like her bringing her girlfriend home, and then it kind of ends like it does there, like on a cliffhanger of like, what do the parents say? But it's like, it's to show that she's happy no matter what her parents say, because
Why a cliffhanger?
mainly because I don't want it to be too long, and I honestly can't think of what the parents would say, honestly, because they can go so many different ways, and I don't know anybody that could be the parents. So it saves me spending a lot of time looking for adult actors that will do it for me, and it just leaves it on like that she's happy. Kind of like a message that like if you're struggling to come out to your parents, that no matter what they say, it's fine.
But I think the audience doesn't get the answer to that level. Cliffhangers, the very name of them, it leaves it on a cliffhanger, so the people watch the next episode.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm gonna have to watch the next one now because I need to know what happens. and you rob, sounds really harsh, your audience of that, and possibly miss the opportunity to finish the film, if you see what I mean. And it is a shame that you're saying it's because it says looking for slightly older people,
Yeah.
if you like, because if you work to that sense, it's almost like knock knock, knock knock.
Oh, who's that?
Oh, well, that was the cliffhanger.
Who's
Well,
that? We never
anyway,
know who's there.
we move on.
I think it's mainly just a time thing because I was originally going to do it, but then like everything was going wrong, and then I was just trying to cut it down and down so I could get it done. But
Yeah.
I think if I can get the bits with Tish done tomorrow, I could do the parents at the same time. So then I could film that all in one day and then edit it Thursday, Friday.
Like you could be creative with the parents as well. So what I'm concerned about is the cliffhanger, because again the nature of those is that you watch the next episode. This is kind of standalone. Doesn't happen. It doesn't necessarily need a happy ending or you know, but it kind of needs closure of sorts. I doubt if you watch, and feel free to prove me wrong, many short films where the build-up of the story, if you see what I mean, because the build-up of the story, yes, it's the relationship between the two people, but that's fine, there's no conflict there, they like each other, they go out, the sexuality thing and so on. It's almost it's the conflict between the person and the parent. And if you rob your audience of that conclusion, it does become then a little bit what have I just watched, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a knock knock joke that finishes after who's there, and it could be the police, and it's like, right, so it doesn't have to be good news. Do you know what I mean? Right, we're taking you to jail, whatever. But it's conclusion. So I would be mindful of that. I see exactly where you're coming from. But it's important, and the same as Maya as well, is that for what you want to achieve, you don't take shortcuts and assume your audience will get it, if you see what I mean, or assume your audience will be happy with it. Yes. So I'd be mindful of, I think, that conclusion. However you want to conclude it, parents are happy, parents are sad.
Because maybe you could. I just had an idea then, because I was thinking of how how could you make it kind of an interesting ending anyway? And if you do want it to end something like it's back. If you do want it to end something like a cliffhanger, but not really, they could be let in by the parents. They have dinner and they're kind of like, oh, okay. It's a bit awkward, and they're obviously somewhat uncomfortable, but they accept her in some way, and then like the characters can be like, it's annoying, but it's nice, and you can just hate it. Unless you want it to end terribly, then.
And you can, as long as there's some kind of conclusion. It starts with this argument, and it'd be good, and I think that's perhaps something you're missing as well, and it may be the struggle of getting someone to play the parent. You are just about getting away with it perhaps, but it'd be good to like, there could be workarounds, so it's like coming out of the front door there, shouting back to the parent that you never really see. I hate you, you know, whatever you want to say, and then pull the door, and then that cuts, and then you're sitting on the grass. So we know there's been an argument. I think perhaps what you're both doing at some stage at the minute is telling the story
Too vague.
through partly that, but trying to convey it all through words and
Not visual.
and then not following almost the
Right.
conventions a little bit. So it's like sitting on the grass, someone comes up, oh yeah, I know you didn't do it like this, but I'm just kind of exaggerating. Oh yeah, I've argued with my mother. And we're not seeing the argument. And then at the end it's like, oh, I'm going to introduce you to my mother. But we never see that somehow or whatever. the perfect scenario for me would probably be having a parent. But if you can't, whether that's done through text message or something, if you can't get a parent, and you could think about, you've uploaded your first image with your girlfriend to things like Facebook or Instagram, and then your parent replies going, whatever you want them to say. Nice to see you're happy at last. We need to chat. Cliffhanger, but a little bit of resolution. Or if you wanted, it's still a bit of a shortcut, and is a compromise. So again, if you can get the parent to open the door and kind of welcome them in, even that, I think, it's not like I need to know necessarily if the parent is happy or sad, but almost rather than the door open up, I don't know who's opening the door. It quite often, if things can't be fixed, for example, finding someone, then it's done by shorthand, and there's too much assumption on your audience. So having a parent open the door and you walk in and the door closes, we still don't know what the answer is, but I feel like that's got more resolution. Are you on board with me? Please feel free to shout, to shoot me down, because I may be wrong. I'm just.
They can invite them in, or they can be like, no.
So you and there's possibility then of you start with shouting back into the house and slamming the door and storming off. Then it cuts to you on the grass with Will. But it ends very similarly, not necessarily with an argument, but that door closing.
Kind
So-
of like a tie back to the start.
Yeah.
I forgot what the word for that is, but it's got a name. But it's like
It wouldn't be, if you're thinking from a narrative point of view of sort of non-linear narrative, it wouldn't be that, because
it's like it goes back to the start.
you haven't
Well,
gone back to the start. You haven't gone back to the start.
Not-
That's totally different. Like
Yeah, no,
you
but
think of
like,
things like
back to
Pulp
the house,
Fiction.
I mean,
Yes,
like-
I don't know. Yeah, and then so the door's closed in the first instance with argument. So that's really a disruption from a narrative point of view already. But it closes with, even though we don't get the resolution, it closes with you kind of going in and being at least amicable, even if we don't hear the parent. But I almost feel like we need to see it. If you just do it from their eyes, it's like, is it a cat sitter opening the door? Is it, who is it and what's the relevance of that to some extent? That would be my thing. And then technically some really nice shots, some well filmed, well exposed shots. Some of those shots for me go on too long.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't
without
get to
ca-
proof edit any of it.
Yeah,
so
no,
just
and I know just for you when you go back.
Yeah.
And obviously, which you're aware of, the sound at the beach.
For some reason, I filmed towards the wind, and I didn't realise that until I was editing it, and I was like, the wind was going this way,
I'm pretty sure you checked.
and then
that
I was recording this way. I was going off what Dylan was saying, but then I realised when I got back, I was like, well, the
It was like,
microphone
you
was.
can see the way my hair's going. Last time the wind's
I
going.
was like, wait, but I'm pointing the microphone towards where the wind is going. And then I
Again, a little
realised
bit.
I amplified it a bit.
The good thing is, if you are to refilm it, that becomes your testing. Or in your reflective vlog, is I filmed it, I went all the way to the beach, took me this long, and it didn't work. But I've left myself enough time to fix it, and here's the fixes. So different microphones facing different ways. If you've got a dead cat on the front, what's it called?
the fluffy.
the foamy
Yeah,
bit.
or something like that.
There's a cat.
Or roadkill or something. I can't remember.
That's
It's one of those.
awful.
If you got one of those on the front, so something you can do today that I want to see as an entry is research how to stop wind on camera, not just how to stop wind, because you probably come up with like constipation tablets or something. Okay. No. Delete that bit.
Jared's exposed himself.
It's just-
Oops. Right.